What's up, baby?
How you doing, everybody? Thanks for joining us today for another Rolling Over the Hill right here on the Lift Roll channel. Thanks to all of you for being part of our Lift Roll family. Before we get started, let's thank our sponsors, mobility professionals and urology professionals. They are very good at what they do, and that is providing the best in a variety of medical equipment and urology supplies, along with excellent customer service. So if you're in need of wheelchair rehab equipment, or catheters, give them a call or check them out on the web. On today's show, open discussion. Make sure to include your questions, comments, and views in the chat, and don't forget to hit that like button. Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Soto. I'm a T12 spinal cord injury from a motorcycle racing accident coming up on 52 years. So let's get started. Let's get rolling and welcome my co-host. Chad is off today, so let's welcome Paul and Bobby. Paul, what's up?
Hey, good to see everybody today. Glad to be here. Name's Paul, C56 quad, 40 plus years, I guess, from a motor vehicle crash. And yeah, just really good to be here today. Love these open discussions. You never know where it's going to go. So, Bobby, how are yours?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Bobby Rohan, C5C6 Quad. Probably tired of me because I was just here on Tuesday and we had an open discussion and had some fun. It turned out like a good open discussion. It seemed like it went by too fast, and I know one of the things at the end of the show, as we're trying to wrap up, I was like, oh man, we didn't even get to talk about like the big football game. I was like really bummed. So as I go shut my door because the laundry's going, I just want to hear what you guys are saying, thinking about how the Super Bowl went.
Yeah, what did you think? What did you think, Robert? What did you think of the game?
Well, it was kind of a lackluster game for me. I mean, uh, I didn't really have a particular choice. I just wanted to see a good game, which whenever that happens, you don't really see it. There's a couple exciting moments in there and all that, but uh, the Patriots, they just didn't have it that day,
They,
and really the Seahawks, I mean, they won, but they weren't playing their best ball either. But there were some good moments, but lackluster. I never even did even watch the halftime show, so I don't. I heard all the stuff about it, seen highlights of it, but I
yeah,
don't watch the football. I don't watch the football game, the Super Bowl, for their halftime show. Most of the time, I'm in a bar somewhere, and you never see the halftime show anyway.
Or yeah, or like at my house, even though I only had my brother-in-law and a friend over, like the whole game, like after a while, I was like, guys, can I hear anything that I kind of wish I just watched it on my own.
Yeah, well, I like it because I get a kick out of the commercials. But the thing is, because I was here alone watching it because I was kind of laying in bed that day, and so when the halftime came around, I got up to go get me something to eat and missed it when I came back, and everyone cheering and stuff. Oh, I guess I missed it.
See, and I caught the halftime show. I watched some of the pregame stuff. It's kind of interesting, the info
Yeah.
that was flying around there. And then right when the game was just about to kick off, I burgered off and went to my daughter's hockey game. And we got back just in time for the halftime show, but didn't tell much in the first half. So, I kind of like the halftime show. Didn't know that guy, like Bad Bunny, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
artist.
I know I've heard of him, but I didn't know any of his music.
But my daughters knew quite a bit about him,
Yeah.
and they had interviewed him during the pregame there a little bit or in the afternoon, and just sounded like kind of a nice guy, like just kind of a cool guy, regular guy that
Yeah.
did it, and he sounded pretty down to earth.
Yeah.
Um,
I hear good things about all the highlights that I've seen and all the critics and
yeah,
all that stuff. Everyone says it was a good show.
I thought it was a good show, yeah, and like real places that they had kind of depicted in the show and stuff,
Yeah.
places that he
Yeah.
and people within the performance itself. So I thought it was okay. Uh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a good game overall. I know a lot of people said it was a blowout. Tell me how my audio is there, Leon. So he was mentioning my audio low, but um, even though, yeah, the score and the game was mostly all Seattle, I just thought it was a good game by Seattle. Very surprised that Patriots weren't able to adjust after halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, that I thought they would come back a bit or show. It's just kind of like they weren't there. They weren't there.
The expectations were a little bit higher for me in terms of the game.
Yeah. Well, it's a Super Bowl, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
overall,
no, it was a good day.
I give it a 7.
it wasn't a terrible. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. There's been worse games, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, definitely.
Denver's been in a couple of those where we just got blown out by. I remember getting blown out by. Oh God, who was it? One, we got blown out by Seattle. Denver versus Seattle 12 years ago. We got blown out by Washington a long time ago in John Elway's day. Got blown out by the Giants. So yeah, there's been some bad Super Bowls.
There's a Broncos fan. He remembers all that stuff. You're definitely a Broncos fan.
The only thing, Broncos have lost 5 Super Bowls since in the 60 years now.
Yeah.
But now Patriots finally went ahead of us for the most losses by a team which is 6. So I'm like, okay, all right, let's go. Because I think if Broncos would have made it, if they would have beat the Patriots, I don't think it would have been any better.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have our quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Would have been a good game had the Broncos got in with Bo in the game. Like those two teams together, like
I think it would have been a better game, but boy, man, Seattle was hot that day. I don't think anybody was going to beat them that day.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a closer game. I think we could have been in the mix. So who knows? What was I going to say?
Because the quarterback, Seattle, what's his name? Is it Donald?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. He's from SC, right?
Yeah, he went to SC, grew up right down the street here. Well, not, I mean, for Robert and I, it's kind of down the street.
Yeah, in the Southern California area, man.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he performed it good. Like I just kind of I think I put the Super Bowl with all the history of it had, with some of the bad games. I just always kind of want a higher level of football playing, but it's always like someone doesn't show up to the game, really, someone just couldn't get it together.
Yeah. So then somebody else said something. Oh, I know it. Somebody asked me who I'm rooting for in the Daytona 500 coming up. There it was. Leon did. Chevy. That's it, Chevy. Any Chevy car. But they drive a Chevy. That's who I root for. So usually, and now it's like.
I got to pause you for a minute. I think the guy just came to pick up Emma.
Oh, so
there you go. Go at it, Daddy. Go at it. We explained it.
So for the audience right now, his young daughter is going on a date, and this is the first time Paul is meeting his daughter.
What he says, Bobby.
Oh,
now we're embarrassing a friend of his. So.
Right, man. It's live, man. Live.
No, it's okay. More embarrassing. This is Liam, guys. Hi, everybody.
World.
All right, you guys have fun.
John, it was Seattle Seahawks. They play in Washington State, and then it was New England Patriots, and they play in Massachusetts.
So there you go, Paul. There you go. What'd you think? What do you think, man?
What do I think?
Yeah. I mean, your little moment there.
Oh, I think that was fun to embarrass him.
We're trying to eavesdrop a little bit.
Couldn't bother with much to eavesdrop.
That's great.
And then Yeah, they're had to make the girls turn red. That's all.
All
There
right.
you go.
So enough about Paul Duggar's personal life and sports and
Yeah.
football. Tell us what's been going on, Robert. You've been going through some things and
Yeah, I kind
kind
of
of
get
yeah,
kind of
related, but not really.
yeah. I'm kind of burnt out on it, but about a month ago, beginning of January, I had an episode with my stomach, and I've all these years I've been dealing with stomach issues anyway in terms of bowel control and all that. I mean, that's been my biggest beef, my whole spinal cord injury, and so anyway, so as I'm getting older, I guess I'm having a little bit more issues with my stomach. So I had a colonoscopy. I was scheduled to have a colonoscopy, but I didn't get to that point yet. And sorry for that background. So I went to the hospital because it just had some bleeding and stuff like that, and just I had my program and everything went okay, but then after just was blood. And whenever you see blood, I freak out on it, especially when it's my own, man, and it's coming where it shouldn't be coming. So anyway, I took myself to the emergency, did all the tests and they admitted me into emergency, did the emergency colonoscopy and found out that I do have an issue and it's ischemic colitis. And so what happened there, I had a flare up with the blood flow to my stomach wasn't sufficient. So it creates some problems, all that. So what happens is the colon gets inflamed, some bacteria and things like that. So you're on medication for like, 2-3 weeks, or 2 weeks for antibiotics. And then that one pill that was really pretty beating me up was mesalamine. And that was supposed to be 30 days, but I stopped taking it after 3 weeks because I couldn't do it, man. It was affecting your arms, the strength, the tendons and all that. I couldn't do it. So anyway, that's as time went on, I got everything done that I needed to. Stopped eating what I was because I have to let the colon heal, and without getting too serious into. But so I'm just starting today on my own. Is I'm just starting to eat food with fiber because I've been on a low fiber, low residue diet, which is like rice, eggs, just everything is real gentle on the colon. So today I started my regular, and my stomach is okay with it now. I just need to get my bowel program back on track, and I need to just have some results from that. So if we don't, last week they put me on this stuff because I was having the issues. I don't know if you guys or anybody out there has used it before. Magnesium citrate, and okay, so I've never had that, and I just went through that colonoscopy where you have to drink that gallon of stuff, and that is, that's brutal for me. I don't stop. I just couldn't. So anyway, when the doctor said try this, it's a 10-ounce bottle, and no one really told me to take the 10 ounces or anything like that. So when I got it, I looked on the directions, and it says take 6.5 ounces to 10 ounces. So I really wasn't sure how my stomach was going to react to that. And most of those instructions, directions or whatever, are for able-bodied people, spinal cord injury, someone with colitis. So I go, well, I'll see. I'll take three ounces and just see how my stomach reacts. And so I did that, and it was okay. I could feel it gurgling and bubbling and stuff. So then I took another 2 ounces. Okay, I know what to expect. So went through the night. It was like a 7-hour night, but I did have some results, but it's not consistent. So today I left a message for my doctor to see if I need to try it again because I really haven't had any results with my bowel program this last few days. But that's not unusual for me in terms of my norm, But so I don't know. I don't know what with me having stomach issues and that happening. I don't know what. So
Well,
I'm
and
just kind of
think
waiting.
think about what you've been eating the last little while too. You haven't been eating much, so you're not going to get much
Well, yeah,
results.
and that's the thing. There's no bulk, and that's what everyone's telling you. Go, well, your system's not producing anything because there's no bulk. And I don't know, man. It's something new for me, and I kind of just been checking it out a lot on information. But it's information overload, and just and everything is different with everybody else. So I don't know, but I've been going through that. I feel good, no pain or anything like that. Just
Is
want
it?
to get.
We'll get to Leon's question here in a second,
Yeah.
but is it? Is are these problem? Is this problem from doing bowel program, or I mean, I've heard this happening and with non
Yeah.
SCI for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But do you think yours is related because of bowel program and stemming
I don't
for,
know. And
90?
that's a good, because when I go see the doctor, he's telling me all this stuff, and I'm one of those guys that by the time when I leave there, I'm driving home, and I come up with all these questions because you can't ask questions when you don't really know in terms of what you're going through, and then as you go through each day, you have more questions. But then trying to get a hold of these doctors nowadays, you call them in, hey, I need to see you. Oh yeah, okay, 3 months from now or whatever. That's kind of frustrating. But yeah, Bobby, I don't know because there's so many different things that we do that's not the norm, and that could, just like when with prostate and stuff like that. Yes, the catheterization and stuff like that can affect. They don't know exactly because there's not enough studies done on it. But yeah, you ask your urologist, says yeah, sure. And it can mess with the numbers.
They just don't know. We're
Yeah.
kind of the old, we're the first gen SCI population to live up into some of these years and
Yeah.
haven't been here for that long.
Yeah.
So
So for me, the worst thing for me to happen is to have any stomach issues because I already have stomach issues. That's just another issue on top of an issue.
So is there anything you can do to prevent that from happening? Like to prevent
I,
that?
I, I don't think so because I might have some blockage for the blood flow why there, but to do the test, it's going to beat up my kidneys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I go, leave my kidneys alone. I'll deal with the stomach thing. And like I said, it's not for a forever thing. Of course, I'm probably going to change how I eat and all that stuff. But like I found out I like yogurt. I never really cared about yogurt or didn't even try it much before. And now I'm eating yogurt. I love this stuff. I found a couple brands that I like, and it's like my dessert. So yeah, that's one thing good out of it. That's kind of healthy for me. So, but yeah, it's just it's a learning curve for me, and just wait and
Well,
see kind of
and
what
and
happens.
kind of like you said, I'm kind of trying to find these, and I just found them, and I'm going to see if I can bring them up real quick. But if you look at, over the years, let me see if I can. Come on, desktop. But when I finally got my didn't come up. Sorry, when I got my colostomy, and when they were going
Yeah,
in, it was like the surgeon came out and said, "Oh my gosh, you should have seen the inside of your stomach." And I'm like, "What?" And he's just like, "You had two massive what are they called? Lesions and scar tissue,
yeah,
which left like scar tissue is somebody who had a previous surgery."
yeah.
Sorry.
Right, right.
So it's just weird how that things can come up like that.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because when I saw my gastro doctor, I told him, I go, well, would having a colostomy help at all? And he kind of said no, but I go, in my case, when there's a flare up or something like that, so no matter where I'm at, what are we looking at there? I lost your volume, Bobby.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Whoops, my dog was barking. So all of this is scar tissue where I circled it. He
Uh
had
huh.
he had to cut that all out. He goes, "That's probably why your stomach was in such distress." He just said it was so bad in there, and it was like you've had surgery there before. Here's another portion of it. He found 5 areas. Whoops, I didn't bring it up.
With scar tissue. With scar tissue.
Yeah, here, let me bring up the other one.
Did he have any
Yeah. Did
idea?
you ever have anything done? Did you ever have anything done on your stomach
No,
prior to the colostomy?
no. I mean,
Wow.
that he goes, there was 4 areas that were major that they had to pull out. And here's what I said. I asked him, "Do you think it's trauma from, like, let's say wearing a belt, and being pushed on my stomach all the time?" And the surgeon goes, "Maybe."
Yeah.
And he goes, "The weirdest thing I've ever seen going into somebody's stomach." And my theory is that all those years of playing rugby and wearing the belt and getting hit and
Yeah.
just being
Yeah,
bent over, I think that's what might have brought on the scar tissue.
Yeah.
That's a
And,
little
see,
theory.
and that's the thing, because no one really knows, and so we come up with all this theory and stuff. And like I said, it's just as good as what they know, because they don't have answers. And so, like, for me, when I asked him about the colostomy, he didn't really give me a definitive answer. But he goes, "Oh, no, that's not going to help it," because I figured the less I strain I put on my colon, it's got to help, right? So
Yeah.
I had made an appointment with the colorectal doctor to just go talk, because I had that bag before and there's scar tissue there. So I want to talk to them first about that. I go, first off, I'm not going to go into it if
See,
there's going to be a hassle.
you got the scar tissue because you've had surgery there before, which was
Right, exactly.
fine.
From a bag, yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
have to do the prep too, like before colonoscopy?
No, I'm just going to go talk to them. We're just going to talk. It's just a consultation. And then if I go further, then we'll go from there. But yeah, so I mean, it may be that time. I always said and told myself that, after I had that colostomy bag back in 2006, that I go, well, there'll be a time in my life for it as I get older. Well, now I'm older, and maybe just moving forward from here, it'll just be easier with bowel programs and just my situation now. I mean, I don't know. I'll see what these doctors. But again, I'm going mostly to interview the doctor. I want to see what he knows about my situation, being a SCI, and with it having scar tissue there. Is that going to create a problem? What do they do? And I mean, I got to check it out now, man. I mean, I'm not going to get a colostomy bag and then all of a sudden have issues.
Yeah,
I mean, last time it went smooth, everything went fine, but just that spot that I like or that I wanted at and where they put them, that's where all the scarring's at.
yeah. Everybody's telling you to eat Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Well, that's what one of the things I have is Greek yogurt.
That's all I do. I have Greek yogurt every day, every
You
morning.
don't. Well,
Yeah.
you have some. What else? You have kefir, right?
Well, I start with Greek yogurt, add kefir, add protein powder, add fruit, and add chia seeds.
Now, how much yogurt can you have a day? Can you have a couple cups, like one in the morning, one at night, or?
Well, I could, yeah.
Okay,
But
I
like
mean, it's not like you
a
can't
bit of
even do it on yogurt, can you?
but I don't know. I mean, it's
Mm.
some people can't because of lactose. If you get too much
Yeah.
lactose going and stuff like that, if you're lactose intolerant or sensitive or
Yeah.
something like that.
What I found out is because I drink lactose-free milk, but it's not because someone told me to. It's just because when we were taking care of my mother, when she was lactose intolerant, so we had lactose milk in the house, so I just started drinking that. So I
Well,
looked for
I'm doing that too because my daughter's lactose
Does
yeah.
intolerant.
it taste any
And
different?
when I was looking at the yogurt, because you're trying to find lactose-free, but they said you look for a yogurt that says ultra-filtered, non-fat milk, and that's just like lactose-free because they filter all the lactose out of it.
Oh, okay. Bobby, to your question, I kind of like the lactose free milk or the taste of it. I
It
mean,
didn't taste any different to me.
yeah, I doesn't. If anything, it tastes better. I don't know if I'd be able to tell a difference if I had two glasses side by side.
Yeah, that's same here. But I don't eat a lot of ice cream anymore, but I'll have some ice cream, and that's not lactose free, and I can eat that. So
Yeah.
I don't think I'm lactose intolerant.
You know what I can't eat though? I can't eat Dairy Queen ice cream.
Oh, you
Like
can?
That soft serve, like the soft serve.
a Dairy Queen Blizzard? No way, man. Like I love them, but as soon as I eat it, my stomach is just not liking me.
Yeah, sugar. Or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know what.
It's probably one of their syrups, like corn syrup or whatever they might.
Yeah, whatever they
That
sweeten
crap.
with.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
regular ice cream I can eat, but not that Dairy Queen stuff. No.
But it's funny, as an adult, like when I was a kid, I mean, my brother and I would easily pound a gallon of milk a day,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
easily. And now it's not. After my accident, I wasn't and what killed it was I had how you're on your tray they give you milk, and I
Yeah.
had a milk and it was bad. So then I was like, I'm never drinking those milks again. And a couple months later, and because we were in the hospital for so long, my dad's like, just nagging me, like, just drink it. Like, it's not going to be bad. And had it, it was, the timing was too perfect and it was bad. And then my dad's like, oh, you're just such a baby. I'm like, you take And he tasted it. He goes, "Oh my gosh, uh, you're right." He goes, "Don't worry about milk." But so I don't drink milk like a glass.
Yeah.
Or if the only thing I use milk for is my protein shakes, and now I use almond milk.
Yeah, that's what I use in my protein shakes is almond
I
milk.
tried a yogurt. One of the yogurts it had was with almond milk. It was that silk, but it was like had a lot of other stuff in it. But it was the almond milk mixture.
Yep, you can, Jay, overdo it on anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I think it's black olive, if I'm not mistaken. Why did I get a classmate? Because of those, because of these. I think that's what it was. Because those were just gripping my stomach, and I was having the worst stomach pain, just like day in and day out. Like I stopped eating. Um, yeah, I would just and so my energy was being zapped, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I fought it. I fought it. I fought it. I was, oh. And I didn't even know if this was going to help. Just nobody could
yeah.
find anything that was going on. So um, finally, I just like, I'll try anything right now. And when I,
So they can work around the scar tissue, or they can remove it, or how. Like if they open
yeah,
me up and then went,
yeah, they cut it out for me.
yeah. And as long as I let them know, or they know, they're prepared for it when they do open you up, right? I mean, they could fix it up, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that, Bobby. I'm thinking rugby and belts and even
Yeah,
workout.
works, man.
I tighten that belt right up and it's just
Yeah.
inching me.
Like, just get it so tight for our balance.
You, you figure every sport, Bobby, you were doing, you were having using a strap, right?
And what? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right. I didn't even think about that. Tennis. When I got into wheelchair racing for a very short time. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, and like
That'd be
probably for the first, 2 years after my injury, every morning, and thank God my dad was a bodybuilder. He'd pull that one side of the binder, take it. I'm like tight as you can because I, just didn't want to pass out. Blood pressure every time I got up or my feet went, one leg would go down, towards the ground, and it's like, oh, I'm getting late, so um, so I just wanted that binder so tight. So I had it, um, you know, many things around my stomach for years.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hopefully, they're going to start doing studies for what we need to know for SCI, especially like Paul said, our longevity is so much more. There's no longer that 10,
Yeah.
15-year survival rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly right.
But I want, is your seatbelt really tight? Are you, um,
Mine?
no, on Leon? So
Oh, yeah.
I was just wondering. Yeah, I can see why you would want to use a seatbelt. Um, anything else going on, Robert? Besides that, or you're just one day at a time?
Yeah, one day at a time. And like I said, I'm finding out as I get older too. I kind of worry about a little bit more about, especially when it comes to my health, man. I just don't want any more. I go, let me ride it out now. Time to just kind of enjoy things. But so I'm dealing with this, and like I said, it's not as bad as it was at the beginning. Of course, I'm getting a little bit better at it. But I first got out of the hospital, man, it was just like up all night, in the morning, in the afternoon, and so I just kind of been taking it easy. I'm getting out. I mean, like I went to Casa yesterday and the Perfect Step and things like that, but kind of just building up my strength a little bit more because those few weeks, man, really took it out of me.
Hmm.
It's funny how quick that happens too, man. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm doing all right. I'm okay. I'm not in any pain. That's one thing. Not any pain or anything like that. I feel basically good. Everything else is fine. Blood pressure and all that stuff. So just starting to watch it now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, how are you?
I doing okay. Kind of my tenant care is getting a little messing it up a little bit this last weekend a bit. It started with my regular guy getting sick. So then I brought in somebody else that I'm kind of working with and training a bit. And then,
You're talking about your aides that come in the morning.
yeah, yeah. And then my regular guy's back, but he's been getting pulled off to do other jobs. And I'm getting subbed in with other people. And then they're messing around with my time a little bit. And it's like, I think I'm a little too accommodating because I'm always the one that's getting asked first if I'll make whatever changes they need to make. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. Haven't had to do anything about it yet, but if it gets any different, if these changes keep happening, I'm gonna have to make some changes myself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you gotta take care of yourself first, man. Especially with stuff like that.
exactly.
Where you're
So,
talking about hiring your own personal aide.
yeah, so that's one of the options.
That's or just they're going along for 2 months and all of a sudden they
Yeah,
they don't show up. You're like, what? Wait, what happened?
yeah. So I'm hoping I can just kind of get this ironed out if I talk to the owner. If it keeps going, this might just be a little blip this week, week and a bit here. So we'll see.
And I heard you went back to work for the first time since.
Yeah, there's that too. I went back to the office on Monday just to meet with people and met with my supervisor. I'm planning to go back next week, part time. Just gonna do like they call it a graduated back to work program. So I'm just gonna go back half time for a while and see how that feels, and kind of go from there. I think.
Yeah.
I just need some. I've been thinking a lot about this, so I've I need some routine. I've fallen out of my routine, and I mean, this is kind of the routine every couple of weeks, and then our staying driven workouts is kind of the only routine I have. Otherwise, during the day, I don't have a routine,
And
and
it's hard
I
if you're a routine person too, right? I mean, I'm a routine person, and I kind of need to have some similarity there.
yeah, exactly. And I think we function better as human beings if we have some kind of a routine.
Uh,
And I'm finding myself knowing I have things to do and putting it off. Oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Oh, I'll do that tomorrow. And I've been doing that more and more. And it's like, no, I gotta get back into it, man.
yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna go back to work for, just to get back into a routine. Um, honestly, don't know how long I'm gonna stick around there. Once I get things kind of figured out, my own world here. Um, I mean, the idea was to retire anyway, so I still have that
Yeah.
kind of forefront in my mind here. Once I get my shit together, so to speak.
Well, then when you retire, then you're gonna have to find a whole new routine, a retirement routine.
Right.
hmm
That's right.
yeah. I mean, I know like I had a project last year and totally didn't get my butt in gear to do it because I was out of a routine. I was still trying to figure out you know,
Mm-hmm.
my freedom of not working anymore, and I felt really bad for that. And uh, lately, I've been getting back into it. Last year at that time, so it's been over a year now.
Yeah.
I coach at 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. and it helps me start my day, get my ass out of the bed, and then I at my computer to do this crap. But some mornings I don't have it, and it throws me off for the day. Like I don't get put on that schedule, so
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. So, but it's funny with a lot of the crap. And if anybody, I don't want to go in and give you an update because I did this on Tuesday, and I think most of you were here on Tuesday. But with everything going on with last year with my mom and now this year with my dad, it's been kind of. I'm like, how would I have been able to work through all this?
Yeah. And how would you have a routine? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I
Yeah,
know
exactly. More
heard over,
reality.
one thing I've heard over and over again since Barb passed away was give yourself grace, give yourself time, give yourself grace. And the more I think about that, the more I think, yeah, we don't have to be hard on ourselves. So, I mean, sure, Bobby, you fell out of routine, but you've had so much going on. Give yourself grace.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
as bad as I feel bad, I didn't follow through on this. And in some ways, I'm like, I do. I'm like, yeah, but I just feel bad. More what I should have done is I should have admitted to the person that I was helping out, this project. And I feel bad for that. I should have manned up. Um,
Yeah, fair
that,
enough.
I don't feel bad, that saying yes and then not doing it. I feel bad about that. So that's all, just one of those things. But routine's important. Uh,
Hmm.
Leon, yep, you just got to get into it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
And great
sure.
quad says I found the routines are the foundations for everything for me. Almost like checklists I complete to do when whatever else I want to do. Yep. And if you go to Angry Quad's YouTube channel, he's got a couple routines that he's put there. He's a big component on getting his ass on the ground, flaying around like a bunny rabbit. No, I'm kidding. It's impressive seeing Angry Quad get to the ground, get on this bench, and do the work he does on this bench, and get back in his chair. Props to you. If anybody interested in looking at it, checking his channel out. It's Angry Quad, of course. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and there you go. I keep myself surrounded all kind of hobbies, variety of things I can do, uh,
Hmm.
so I can have the option no matter what my capabilities are for that day. Yep, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. What about you guys? What hobbies other than the wheelchair sports and stuff? What are your hobbies? Because people you sometimes ask me, hey, what do you do for you? What's your hobbies?
Yeah,
I don't I don't have hobbies, man. I mean, it's not like I don't.
It's for me, it's my pushing and exercise is a big part of
Yeah,
it, which kind of
yeah,
sucks when you're kind of hurt or the weather or you get busy. So you get like Ingrid Quad said, it's everything. And so lately, I've been out of it. Right now, it doesn't help that the Winter Olympics is on. So
yeah.
it's like,
yeah.
um,
That's,
so it's been hard to get into a routine when I'm going back and forth to the hospital. But the Olympics are on. Man, does anybody know how USA did today in hockey?
Yeah,
We got robbed. We got robbed 2 goals. Well, no, I'd have to say 1 goal. That 1 goal we got robbed. So,
I didn't see that game. I saw the
uh,
other ones.
and 4 o'clock your time.
This
Or no, no,
afternoon.
no, no. I was watching and it was at noontime my time. So around 2 o'clock.
That's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was right after the Canada game, after they were kicking butt.
Well, there was another game that was broadcast that I had on my TV. It was well, who was it? It wasn't U.S. wasn't playing. Um, I didn't even remember.
Uh,
Then I was flipping back and forth, watching some of the half pipe stuff and um, some of that skiing has been good. I like watching some of that. It's cool too.
yeah, yeah. Downhill and all that stuff is.
I think the men's hockey is going to be it's going to be a whole different this year because well, even the game that I watched, the Canadian game earlier, getting those NHL players on the different teams that brings that game up. Like
mhm.
it's and you can see well the game I watched, anyways, you could see even from first period to second period because they haven't played together. These guys they're playing against guys they play against all the time, playing with guys they play against all the time. When you put them on the same team and they're sitting on the bench and they don't talk to each other, but then they get on the ice and you can see them, they're starting to make plays and starting to, their skills are really shining. So I think it's going to be cool. Pretty
Hey,
cool.
Bobby, did you get any of the tickets or anything you got on that list? Are you going to get any of those tickets or for the Paralympics or anything?
We don't know, and for like another, I think year before you get the email if you were selected for tickets for
Okay.
the regular Olympics or Paralympics. I think
Yeah.
it's like I didn't get a choice to fill out either or. It just said it's for both.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
You'll
We'll see.
find out. It's one of those wait and see, huh?
You know,
Is
it's
it?
so funny watching people in the stands and you see like all these USA people and from all the countries. Let's just say, what was I watching this morning? Speed skating, the 500, the 5,000.
Yeah, that was good. I was watching
Like,
that.
yeah. Did you see the top four was only separated by
Yeah,
0.19 or 1/5 of seconds?
they were so close,
Just
so close.
crazy. And I
Yeah,
mean, the one that came in, I think she came in fourth. She looked like the smoothest because she had her arms behind her, never had to do this.
yeah,
And I was just like so curious to wonder what the advantages. I know the advantage of having your arms like this is all aerodynamics. So once
yeah.
you bring your arm out like this a little, you lose drag, right? That's So it was just this.
Well, and then
I think.
broadcast I was watching, they were talking about that actually, because putting both arms behind your back like that, that's fairly new. That's a new technique that like 4 or 5 years ago you didn't see. So they were just
More the
talking about,
swinging arm thing, because they used to do more like the swinging arm momentum type thing.
well, they do more swinging or one. It was often one, particularly when they're going around corners, they'll still do the
Yeah,
one.
it's usually the one is around a corner, and the one looked like a robot because she just was like this.
Yeah.
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 But that two arms behind your back, they were just talking about how the sport is starting to advance, and some of these technical things like that. And yeah, for drag, and so the times are changing. Um, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Switching gears from that, I wanted to bring up something funny. I was showing you two earlier, and I was, if anybody ever goes through, I think it's BuzzFeed news articles, and they usually do like the top 20 things you heard that was out insane for the year or this or that. They always have these top 20s and top 30 kind of things, or top 20 of outrageous things said by a comedian or an actor. But I was coming through and it was like funny things that people say to other people. And this note was left on somebody's car, and it said, "Who the f left this on my car in lot 30? I just want to talk because it says here, if you can't read it, many 3-year-olds have trouble staying within the lines, and maybe if you practice coloring this turtle, it will help you park with your parking." And I it was
Good one.
so funny that I want to like change this up and rewrite it to say, maybe if you practice coloring this turtle, it will help you not park in our freaking lines for our,
Yeah. Yeah.
van,
Yeah.
for
You could
those.
you could word it where it'd be just as effective, you know.
Yeah, I got to make this up so we can put these
Yeah.
on people's car
Yeah. It's
or
great.
make a sticker. I mean,
Yeah.
something because it's getting ridiculous. And this is one of my gripes is not griping about handicap parking,
Well, yeah.
but
Yeah.
just it's getting crazy. Like people are just parking right there, way over. Like they're just taking up that zone, and they're not thinking. And nobody knows about the handicap ramps. I get it. It's just been me crazy lately. And
And because I know when I got my van, it came with this thing on the window saying, please allow 8 feet or whatever like that. But I took it off. But I mean, I don't think people would look at
well,
it
nobody
anyway.
would read it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 1 year at the Billings Expos. One company was selling a
Yeah.
cone,
The little, yeah.
blue cone, and then so you put the blue cone right there
How
on the ramp, and
Little
on the blue
steal
cone it says,
it.
"Do not remove. This space is needed for my wheelchair ramp van or something." It said something like that on the cone.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. I kicked myself. I never bought it. And I didn't buy it because I just like, I don't want to deal with the cone throwing it out and then get it.
Or forget it. You go, oh man, now I got to go back out and get it or whatever. But you
Or
know what? There was one.
how long would it be there before somebody stole it?
That too.
Yeah,
That's another
yeah.
thing.
There was one of the conversion companies that used to put that little alarm on there, and where if someone sensor was there and it says you parked too close to my vehicle, and it explains something. And it was a company that used to have that out, and I don't know if it's still
Oh,
around or.
kind of like a sensor for like your front porch or a door ring, and then it
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
now it's like warning, too close to ramp van. That would be really cool.
yeah. There was one out there, and I don't know what the company was, and if it's still around or if they discontinued it, and why. Because see, that would help,
Yeah, I don't
especially
know.
especially if you're parked in handicap parking and that person's parked in the grids next to you. They'd get it.
Yeah.
But I,
Well,
yeah,
like,
it's
those with full size van and the big ramp comes down,
yeah,
or like
yeah,
a lift, I should say. A lot of times you can leave that up or down, and
yeah.
and so people understand. Oh, okay, and
Or they run
like,
over
they
it.
can still get in. They can still get in, and I sometimes leave my ramp down. Like people will be like, "Hey, you left your ramp open," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care." Because I
Yeah,
don't want anybody parking on that spot. But then
Mm.
yeah,
sometimes I get worried that
Why?
uh,
Because your band's wide open, eh?
no. I get worried that one, they'll steal my someone will steal my handicap placard, and then
yeah, really.
two, I get worried that somebody who's probably walking, because now everybody does it where they walk and they have to look at their phone. What they're looking at, I have no idea,
Yeah,
and trip on my van, on my ramp.
On the ramp.
Yeah. And then sue me.
Ah,
yeah. Because that happens a lot too when you're wheeling down a pathway and people are on their phone and you're kind of slowing up a little bit because they don't even know you're coming. And then all of a sudden they look up and they move out of the way. I
Yeah.
mean, it's,
I have that
yeah, but
issue always at the university at work. There's students are always walking with their heads down.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's time for the handicap parking, disabled parking, whatever you want to call it, needs to be revamped because originally, it was intended for the wheelchair and people with the devices and things like that. So now, you can have a bad. I got a friend of mine that goes to church. His wife had knee surgery, and they gave her, and just a knee replacement, and she's okay. They gave her a permanent disability plate. So the thing is they need to categorize, make them different colors. Like let's say, if you use a wheelchair or some type of device, that's one color. If you do this and this is another color or whatever.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't know. It's got to be banned because it's been around now a long time and everybody abuses it because it can be. They don't make
Yeah,
it where, I think the doctor just hand them out. Some doctors do just hand them out easy.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I never want to be the one to judge somebody.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
sometimes they're just going,
But when they're issuing them with the
but
doctor or whoever is issuing that placard, they should determine some type of code on there, which is in terms of, yeah, I mean, because everyone's disability is important to them when it's hard. It's they're invisible disabilities or just as disabled, whatever. But it just needs to
mhm.
be categorized, especially because for me, even when I was just getting out of my truck with the crutches and stuff, I mean, I tried to park next to one of those things, but I just needed to be able to get the door wide open enough. I didn't need
Little
that grid because I need to get into my van.
right. One thing, here's something, and Leon just said, I think people don't understand.
Yeah, yeah,
And, it should be almost like taught. It should be taught in driver's training, when you're
yeah,
16.
yeah.
Or now, like a lot of kids aren't even getting their license until they're 19, 20.
But you know what? Is it even on the driver test, the written test? I mean, is any?
I don't know, but it should just be one of those,
Yeah,
why do we not park on uh, in the stripe zones next to a handicap parking? Why? A, because it's room for delivery trucks. B, and make it because somebody needs a ramp van just for that first thought, like, oh, I never thought of
Yeah.
that.
Or at least put,
Young.
because a lot of them are just the grids, but why don't they put just no parking or whatever they got to do?
Yeah.
Write it on there with the stripes and just put no parking, and maybe that'll wake them up.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, and Olivia, sorry, Tara, earlier I called you Olivia, but Olivia said here, is like a purple or black disabled parking sign. And what I thought you were meaning is we need to make a different color for ramp vans.
Yeah. Well,
It's the
she's
one that
indicating.
need the wider spots, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I find up here too. And we don't have a lot of the wide spots available. Like most of ours are just kind of standard.
Yeah.
Costco's got good signage. At least it says ramp van parking.
Yeah. Well, they'll say out here, they say van parking, but the thing is, and luckily here, when you have one van parking space, at least there's another one that you can use it as both,
Yeah,
you
but
need
at
two
the
spaces,
time you can tell, like,
the
you're
wide.
like, I still have to back into this because this car,
Yeah.
look at it, you're like,
I
because
know.
really, when you think about it, and I get, that also people in driving cars with chairs, they need to open up their door
They
nice
need a
and
Exactly.
wide
Yeah.
and get their chair out. Yeah, and it just should be color coordinated.
Yeah,
And
like I said, they
and
need to
it
revamp.
and it sucks that we can't just have it like in bigger part like Costco's. If we had it all the way in the back and just make ramp vans for a couple of those spots, but then when you're going through the parking lot pushing your chair, nobody can see us. So
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
playing Frogger. Going through those parking lots are like playing Frogger.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I thought this was for anybody who didn't see it. Once again, I just thought we gotta rewrite this and make it like because maybe you need help coloring and staying within the lines and not parking in a blue striped
yeah.
spot needed for wheelchair ramps. It's just simple little line. Then maybe understand the humor and then maybe understand that I'm talking to you, a hole.
Yeah. But you know what? Even when the sign says van parking, I mean, you'll see a small little car with a guy. I mean, the guy's maybe in a chair, but they take up this big old spot and they can get out, in a different spot. Or I mean, I'm not,
Has
Mhm.
it just it takes that big old space, and then when they take that big old space, then they hug the line anyway, the grid anyway. So even if you go on the other side, it still makes it tight.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just finding that there's a lot of, like you said earlier, Robert, there's just a lot of wheelchair placards out there, whether they
Yeah.
need them or not. Like same here, the doctors, you got a 6-month thing, you have a surgery or something, you get a placard for 2 years or
Yeah,
5 years.
or it's the red out here. It's the red ones. It's a temporary, it's a red one.
Temporary one, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, Teresa.
Yeah, thanks, Teresa. That's awesome.
Super sweet. Um,
cool.
words can't express that. Thank you. Anything else before we wrap up, boys?
Got another show that flew by.
Yeah. Wow. Lots of good comments too in the chat there.
Yeah.
I think I missed some of them, but going hot.
So I think Olivia's talking about you need one space for every 25 total spaces.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So increasing the number of wheelchair spots.
Yeah, because they usually base it on percentage. Like if a restaurant holds, X amount of numbers, there's only a small percentage of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even where this says one for every 25 spaces, and Leon's thinking it was one for every 50 spaces, but even if you go to those small little strip malls, and they might have at the most 15 parking spots, they still have to have one handicap. Now I don't know if it's handicap with the stripe lines. I just know.
Yeah, they have to have one designated spot.
strip mall has to have at least one spot. So
Well, because I know, I think it's like, isn't it 10% of the patrons that for one business, they need handy, like if it's a restaurant and it holds 100 people, they only have to have what, 10 spaces tops? Or
well,
30
he's
people, it's
saying,
only 3 spaces?
well, the way Olivia's putting it is that one spot for every 25. So if you have 75 to 100 parking spaces, you need at least four parking.
Oh, okay, 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 I
Is
see,
what
I
she's
see.
saying.
Yeah.
Those are
It's
and
different for every
Which isn't
state.
enough, which isn't enough with all the abuse of the placards nowadays.
no. And then that's where you get into, you make your own rules and park in two spots, or
Yeah.
get creative. Sometimes you find, uh, I sometimes like where I used to work, it wasn't a handicap, but I always found this spot open and it was
Yeah,
perfect. I'd back in because it was cornered off because there was the elevator and it wasn't,
yeah,
yeah, but nobody was going to park next to me anyway.
They couldn't get in there. Those are the best spots.
Yeah.
The
And you
ones like
covered this like little treasure. And then
yeah.
they took down one of the old parking lot areas. So then everybody had to go to the structure. And then I never got that spot again. Like,
Ah,
yeah.
that was
Well,
the sign. That was the
with,
sign to
with,
retire.
what's that?
but with Rancho Los Amigos, man, the parking there is excellent, man. With the, you're
Well,
in a
yeah,
structure, it's
yeah,
covered, and you never, there's never a run out of parking spaces there.
yeah.
Not up here. Yeah, that was your sign to retire, Bobby. When the parking
Yeah,
spot was gone. Guess they don't need you
yeah,
there.
it was a sign, no doubt.
Yeah. Here's your sign.
Yes.
All righty. With that, you want to talk about our sponsors and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
Going on.
All right, at this time, let's thank our sponsors that help support Lift to Roll, mobility professionals and urology professionals. Contact mobility professionals if you are in need of a wheelchair or any other DME equipment. Mobility Professional services the Southern California region. So contact them if you are looking for a company that is part of the community and understands the needs of our community. The sister company, Urology Professionals, can help you with your catheter needs. So if they service nationally, so wherever you're at in the U.S., they can deliver to your door, and give them a call if you need any urology supplies. That's Urology Professionals and Mobility Professionals.
Cool.
Awesome.
Leon was saying parallel parkings are nice for the van with a side ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
next to a curb,
Drop on the sidewalk.
or my favorite spots are green zones.
yeah,
They're so much easier to find when you're in a next to a green curb because it's only usually 20 minutes only.
yeah. Usually 20 minutes, whatever. They're in increments, but yeah.
But it's
No,
unlimited for us. So I
yeah,
always find those, especially when I go to the beach at Huntington Beach, they're
yeah,
so easier to find.
yeah.
That's
Well, I got a
true.
question because they did some revamped parking over in Newport Beach, right? And the green zones, I always park in the green zone. So what they did was they revamped this one street where the place that I go, it's just right around the corner there. So there's meters that you can park in any metered zone or whatever, but they have a green, there's no meter on it, but it's a green curb and it says 15-minute parking only, and you still have to pay. So there's a meter, where you go to the little, where everything's centralized there. So but it's painted green, so it's still, do you ignore that or do you have to pay?
No,
Because there's still green meters, but not this one.
so I wouldn't think you have to if it's green or if it's even metered. We get both.
Yeah, because it's printed, there's no sign on it, it's printed on the curb, to say, hey, this is, yeah. So I mean, I didn't try it yet. I was gonna, because I mean, there was parking close, but when there's
Well,
not, I mean, I
that
snagged
was
that.
like us parking at the beach. We park, and I know there's public beach spots you can park without paying,
Yeah,
and private where they have where you have to go and pay, um,
yeah,
you have to pay. But we go to this one beach and we haven't paid yet, and we haven't
yeah.
got a ticket yet.
Yeah, yeah. It's like down here. They revamped downtown because we got a little train stop there, and the parking lot that used to be down there for the city for public parking used to be free parking and all that stuff. Now they use it for the train, and even the handicap parking you got to pay. It's just a regular parking spot. You just pay for it. They used to be get a break on that, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Nope, nope. All right,
It's
everybody.
different down there than up here.
What's your parking lot?
Well, we've got,
Canada?
I mean, because of the snow and stuff, we don't have the painted curbs. Or if they are, they're always covered, but we got signage. So our 10-minute parking zones in my city, the 10-minute parking zones, you can park in them like your green zones down there.
Mhm.
So if it's 10 minutes, I can park in there. I don't have to pay, and I can stay there as long as I need to, or as long as if it's a 2-hour meter, then I can stay there for 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
on a 2-hour meter.
Very cool.
But that's just in our city. In another city, they don't have that. They actually have designated wheelchair parking spots in the downtown core, like curbside ones. So it's different in different areas. It's, there's not a
Yeah,
not
the city's got to really think about those parallel ones because I know downtown here they put some handicap parking, parallel parking, but it's not for a wheelchair thing because there's a planter right there where you get out. Where the ramp would be.
They put a planter or a tree or a post or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
But sometimes I've found places where there's two trees and I was able to get my ramp
yeah,
Right.
in the trees. Those
Get
were,
that part just precise there, and you roll between them.
yeah. So
Yeah,
first you hit the ramp and you're like, I'm not gonna make it. And you have to hit it again. Go back a little. All right, made it.
yeah, exactly. Well, this show went fast today, you guys. Is good
Yeah.
talking with all about stuff and different things. A lot of participation out there.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
good stuff.
everybody. Leon said it best. Hit that smash button. When I looked at the time, because I think we're dropping, if you haven't hit that smash or that like button, let's see if we can get 20 just before we log off. We're at 19 likes. Let's see if we can get 20. What's that?
We're starting to drop a little bit down to 18
No,
now.
but we're not leaving until we get 20.
To
So
be
if
a
you
20,
hit that like button, hit it.
we're just
Come
gonna
on, somebody. Somebody.
Okay, or we're going to be here all night. That's what you want us to do.
24 hours.
What are the fines? Teresa's asked me what the fines are in Canada. It depends again. Some of them are $500, 250 to 500. I'm going to say it depends on the area you're in. And some of them will say it right on the sign, $500 fine, or some of them are if they're in like a Costco parking lot, they control their own and things like that.
Yeah.
But it varies.
Yeah, I got a ticket over here in one of the hospitals, and I put up my wrong placard. I put up the expired placard, and the ticket was $416. But I mean, I got out of it because I just grabbed the wrong. I didn't trash the old, placard. But yeah, that's $416 here. All right, we hit the 20.
We did it.
All right, everybody.
2020.
Thank you very much. See you guys in a couple of weeks.
All right.
See you guys. Roll.
Thank you, everyone, for a great show. Thanks for the likes. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Teresa, thank you for our super chat sticker. Love you. Love everyone out there. With that, see you next time. Catch us Tuesday with Sean and I are back, and we have a guest coming up.